I forgot to unmute for the last minute and a half. Holy shit. This is going to be a great day. That actually goes with what I was saying. Welcome to the show, guys. This is Monkey in the Morning. I am the ranting monkey. Hope you're well. Hope everybody's having a great day. You can see how my day's going so far. I'm actually in a good place physically. I'm just shot, but supposed to be warm here. Supposed to be in the 60s today. Woo, nice and warm. It is much warmer than 50, which is what it topped out at yesterday. It's supposed to be that way tomorrow too, and got one of the granddaughters coming over, so we get to play outside as well as just hang out. So in that regard, I'm very good. Plus, we're here to make fun of morons, which I like to do. It's one of my hobbies. And on the plate today is Jeremy. Fuck, this guy's a disaster. Um, Triple audio now. Sorry about that. I don't know if it's too loud or what. For the record, the show wasn't supposed to start for another couple minutes, so you guys weren't cheated out of anything. I'm just saying it would have been quiet either way. I just had a I never used that mute feature. I don't know why I did today. I've been just muting my microphone, and I looked at my microphone and the green light was on, so I was like, cool, I'm ready to go. Ah, I hate when I do things like that. Not because it makes me look like stupid or anything, because I don't mind looking stupid. It's the wasted effort because there was a whole bunch of stuff said. Duck Dog, thank you so much for that 5 gifted memberships. That is so kind of you. Thank you. Thank you. But there was a lot of stuff said, and I just wasted a minute material, and then I'm like, now I got to do it again. And it's never better the second time. Oh God. So let's talk about this stuff, shall we? I watched June the King, his video on the quartering. Let's bring this up on the screen. We will maximize. There we go. This is his video on the quartering. As you see, I have it. Let's bring it in so we can actually see a picture of Jeremy, because I know now very little of this video was news to me. I've been paying attention to Jeremy's dumbass for a long time, and the only thing that really jumped out at me, where's Jack? I don't know. He said he was awake. I even reached out to him before I sent him the link today. And I said, "Are you up?" And he said, "Yes." So I sent him the link, and he's probably like making Doritos or something. I don't know. He's making pizza rolls in the background over there. I'm sure he'll be here. He'll be here in a couple minutes. But anyway, what did surprise me about Jeremy watching this, seeing it all put together, is just how often this little fucker plays the victim. Comrade Kitty, thank you so much. Says, Boomer Mute Monkey also here, have some ramen money with cheese. I was just talking to Satsu about ramen 2 days ago. We were talking about how we've improved our health. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, I got under 200 pounds. Woohoo. I went right back over it, but I did finally, for the first time in like 40 fucking years, well, maybe not 40, maybe 45 years, see a scale that was under 200 pounds when I stepped on it. But me and Satsu were talking about ways we've improved our health, and we got to talking about ramen, and I really haven't had ramen in a while, guys. I love ramen. I'm just too lazy to make it. Laziness is going to help me lose weight and lower my salt content. Yeah, it only took me a couple of months, but I did finally get under that. In my defense, normally my weight is like 205 to 215. But ever since I told you guys I wanted to get under 200 pounds, you were at 200 pounds at 6 foot. Yeah. I was almost at 300 pounds at one point at 6 foot back in my 30s. But yeah, we were discussing how we don't want to be doing that anymore. But as I was saying, since I told you guys I wanted to lose weight, I've been under 205 since, and I've kept that down. And finally seeing it under 200, that was nice. But anyway, We're not here to talk about how fat I used to be. Speaking of, no, that's not right. I was going to say, speaking of how fat I used to be, here's Jack. That's fucked up. That was the worst segue ever. Hi, Jack. Welcome to the show. You're muted in case you don't know that. Uh, oh, he's coming back. He'll be back, y'all. He'll be back. 51, right? Minus 45 years. 6. All right, 35 years. Fuck off. I'm not here to do math either. I was doing math before the show, so I'm burned out on it. Did you just start the show? Kind of. Uh-oh. Channel under attack again. Well, remember, that's well, I hadn't told you guys that. Hey, Jack, welcome to the show.
Hey, I'm having some technical difficulties. Give me a minute.
Yeah, you're fine, man. I started the show that way, and the technical difficulty there was me not realizing I still had it muted. So, there he is, guys. People were asking for you. So,
yeah, I'm around. Are you getting an echo on my end?
Not that I hear.
Okay, for some reason, your audio is coming through a speaker, and I don't even know if you're hearing me through my microphone.
Huh.
So I'm kind of surprised you can't hear that.
No, I can't at the moment. Metal Minister, thank you. You heard it here first, folks. Monk is too lazy to heat water. The only cooking involved in ramen. Not in the way I make it. Guys, remember, I drain my ramen and then put a little bit of water back in and then mix up the stuff so it's nice and thick. But I've never denied being too lazy to heat water. Keldrick, thank you. Now that straight people are the minority, how often does your hair sexually assault you and your wife in the street? It happens more often than you would think, unfortunately. Oh, I do hear a little bit of an echo from me there.
Yeah, I'm trying to fix it.
Your Windows sound settings and StreamYard settings are probably changed, especially if Windows updated, says Zach.
No, I think I got it figured out. Hang on.
Yeah. Take your time, man. Don't worry. Jack will be happy to jump on this moron as we get to it, because I think Jack might dislike this dick more than I do.
I don't like disingenuous retards. And,
yeah.
But I don't hate Jeremy, just for the record. I just don't like his shtick. The whole grift, I don't like that. He's probably an okay guy most of the time, but I don't think he's good at streaming.
You and I are okay. Maybe I do hate him more than you do, because hey, P-Dog, how you doing, man?
Hey, P-Dog. Hi, everybody.
I have a completely different view of him. I think he is probably a complete dickhead in person. I've seen him interact with enough people, and especially like on streams and stuff. The guy is a liar. He's just a notorious liar, and he always has a story for something. And it turns out those stories don't really hold up if you put any thought into them. Like, take his Walmart pooping story, which, for the record, I have to say this because he talks about this a lot. He's had a discussion with Melanie Mack, and he's like, they think they own me by pointing out that I pooped in a Walmart, but that's not like I told that story. You're not exposing me. Nobody thinks they're exposing you for that. They're laughing at you for thinking that that's an okay thing, one, to do, and two, to share. That's such a great story to tell.
Yeah, it's really gross. I think I could actually clear a little bit of this up.
Hold on 1 second. Alan, thank you so much. Who says morning monkey? Good morning. Okay, go ahead and clear up.
Hey, Alan. Yeah, I think he might have Asperger's.
I think he's just a douche.
No, it would explain a lot of his social awkwardness. Because it's I understand. I know what you're going to say, and because I'm not making excuses for him, I'm trying to explain why he's partly the way he is, but I'm not excusing any of his shit behavior.
Well, my problem is I've known people like this my whole life. It's not Asperger's, in my opinion. it's a desperate need to be more important than you are. That's why he tells his story is always better than your story. He's a story topper. And I don't think you can
I
attribute
agree with that. Yeah.
I don't think you can attribute that to Asperger's. I think it's probably that his parents didn't love him enough.
I think it's a need for attention and acceptance because he was a nerd growing up.
Yeah.
And he's socially awkward, which I think is a result of either bullying or a lack of social skills from whatever, just growing up, or Asperger's or whatever. So he's got a need to be liked, and he thinks that by he overcompensates by trying to get attention by topping everybody's stories, by being more important than he is, and he can't handle rejection.
But see, here's one of the reasons I don't think it's like a mental issue. He knows how he's supposed to behave because he does it most of the time. And anytime he gets pushback, suddenly he goes back into good Jeremy, for lack of a better term, where he's a little more restrained. He's not making the really creepy comments that he's known for. But anyway, I did want to get into proving that his stories are fake, and I want to use the pooping story as an example. I had heard little clips of the pooping story before, but it wasn't until I watched June's video that I heard the entire thing.
For my own defense, I have sent you that, and you refused to watch it because it was gross.
It is gross. I don't like talking about poop.
I know, but
and especially when he does it, because every time he's like shitting, you're like, oh God.
He might have some kind of fecal fetish. He talks about poop way too much.
It's like go with poop much. Or even crap, man. You say why shitting? Oh God.
Voice Critical's gonna disagree with you there. He said you're acting like a child if you don't say shit. So no,
I'll tell that to my doctor the next time we're discussing any fecal issues.
Yeah, it's not stool. It's shit, doc. Be a man.
Stop being a little pussy kid.
Yeah.
No, I don't. When I say shit, it's never in the literal sense because I find that to be really gross. It's not because I'm fuck you, Charlie. Is that man enough?
Yes.
Anyway, go ahead.
Thank you, Alan, for the generous tip. It says, morning, my friend. Good morning, Alan. I hope you are doing well. By the way, condolences to Evil One. He had a loss in the family.
Oh, Evil One. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I read your message and oh my God. So, yeah, sorry, dude. It was horrible, man. Morning, Chris. But yeah, look, you're not wrong saying shit when you're talking about actual poop. So, like, shit's an expression you say to emphasize something, like all cuss words. Yeah, when you're swearing, you're emphasizing something. To use it all the time diminishes it as a word.
But when you're using it to describe poop, then that immediately gets in your head and it's just somehow grosser to me. You know what I mean? Anyway,
yeah, it's a descriptor. Yeah.
As he's telling the story, he's talking about how it's running down his leg, yet somehow he saved his pants. It was only in his underwear, but it was running down his leg and he's leaving a trail of it behind him. But somehow his pants were perfectly clean. He even says he saved his pants. I saved my pants.
I don't think they were perfectly clean. I think he just saved them, as in, like, I am going to reuse these regardless.
I think he had to poop really bad, ran to the bathroom, and then when they asked him, well, can you give us an embarrassing story? He embellished it to where he actually pooed himself.
Well, he might have shit his pants, but it wasn't as disgusting as he portrayed it, because you can shit yourself without it leaking out of your underwear.
Oh, for the record, guys, if you've never heard this story, he says that he had his pants almost all the way down going into the bathroom because he, running across the floor with his fecal matter on it.
Yeah, he was leaving the trail of smears, as the kids are calling it.
he gets into the bathroom at the Walmart and he just tells some guy who's using the urinal, a black guy, which is apparently important to the story.
Yes.
Hey, I'm shitting myself. And that was to let him know that's why he was half naked coming into the bathroom. And the black guy was so kind that he held the door shut for him so he could clean up his poo.
Now, to be fair, Jeremy's like 6'4" and like 350 pounds. If that dude is running into the bathroom, taking his pants off, and he makes eye contact with you, you should hope he's just shitting himself, or you're gonna get raped.
if I'm in a bathroom and a 6'4" dude comes running in with his pants down, shitting himself, I'm leaving mid pee.
I'll finish on the way out.
Yep. I'm going to the front of the store to the bathroom where I can pee in peace without the fecal matter everywhere.
I will take the charge for peeing in the back room or something,
Yep.
whatever's closest.
I'm not standing in there with a potential rapist. Not saying he was, but that's what would be going through your mind, right?
Absolutely. But he also he said that they don't sell clothes for guys his size, and that's not true. You can buy some sweatpants.
Sure.
So salvaging your jeans at that point, just take your wallet and keys and belt and abandon all hope, ye who enter here.
Well,
just stuff them in the trash and move on.
He also says that his wife would have to buy him pants, but he doesn't contact his wife. I think he says for 5 or 10 minutes.
Oh, it was like half an hour.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, like half an hour. And she's just, this is one of the most telling parts of the story. He says she must have just thought I was mad or something. Like, so it's normal for you to just disappear because you get so mad at your wife in a store that you're gone for half an hour without her knowing.
That wouldn't surprise me at all, actually. That's the most believable part of the story, is that he probably just walks away from his wife and vanishes.
Well, I mean, he is on record as saying he doesn't really care about her.
Yeah. This is one of those, like, they've been married so long, they just kind of tolerate each other.
Because remember, that comes from the Renaissance Fair, which is apparently quite a few years old.
Oh,
he
yeah.
was saying that years and years ago, that he doesn't really care about her.
Yeah, but they've been married since like high school. I mean, it's been like 15 years. So he didn't care about her back then. It's even more believable that he cares even less about her now.
He says in that clip that what he really craves is online attention, which I don't understand. Online companionship is the word he uses. And I'm like, so let me understand this. You have a woman at home that has to love you. I've seen you, man. There's got to be some love in there. And you'd rather have strangers be like, you're so cool, dude.
Well, that's one of the things about being a socially awkward person, is being up close, especially for people with Asperger's, which just reinforces my belief on this. They have so much trouble interacting face to face that online is actually easier, because you can dehumanize somebody, or it's not as confrontational to be online with someone. So you don't have to interact with them, and there's also a little less accountability.
I should have named this Jeremy Asperger's or retard, because now I'm gonna take the opposite side of that, and we're gonna bring up his friend he used to do his RC channel with. He liked being with that guy so much that he actually moved to be near him.
Did he actually move to be near him? Because Jeremy's still in Wisconsin.
Right. He planned to move to be near him.
Yeah.
Because they did their show together, and they're bestest friends. And my theory, and it always comes down to this with online creators, Jeremy's just gay. He wants to be with a man.
I mean, that's a possibility.
Because he doesn't have any of that awkwardness with his little buddy. Yet none of that was there.
I think that if he's gay, he needs to come out and move to Big Bear so he can have Jer's Big Bear Adventures.
Yes. Look, I don't know if he's actually gay, but I don't think he's at all Aspergery, because his inability to communicate seems to be just with chicks.
Yeah, well, I mean,
That's not Asperger's. That's just being socially awkward.
Yeah, well, there's social awkwardness, but it also might be that he's not attracted to, how to say this delicately without getting us in trouble. Hypothetically, it's possible that a person that doesn't have an interest in adult women would have trouble talking to them because they're not interested in them. That doesn't necessarily mean they're gay. There are other alternatives there.
I think that he
You
just.
get what I'm saying.
Oh, I get what you're saying. With him, I think it's just guys all know a guy like this who, in a guy circle, the really weird things that they say and stuff, we're just like, oh God, him again. But if you say those same things around women, it's like, bro, the fuck is wrong with you?
What are you doing? Yeah.
And he doesn't.
Usually, I'm that guy.
He doesn't seem to know the difference in how you should talk to men and how you should talk to women. We can all be like, no, it's equality is bullshit. All right, bullshit.
No, his level of social awkwardness is really, really staggering, and I go back and forth on this a bit, but I think there is something delayed there, whether it's Asperger's or just social awkwardness or some sort of narcissism. I'm not sure, but it's not an excuse for his behavior, because even people with really hardcore Asperger's can pick up on some social cues, and they at least learn over time. I don't know what this dude's deal is, but there's a lot going on here to analyze. He is some psychologist's wet dream.
Why are you mad though, Monk? I'm not. How do you get mad?
We're not mad. We're kind of mocking him, actually.
I'm mad because it's Michigan, and I've spent the last 2 days at 50 degrees. That irritates me a bit.
It would.
It is supposed to warm up though today, Jack. It's so nice. Oh, I hate that I just used the term warm up to say we're getting to 64 degrees.
Yeah, it sounds horrible. Thank you, Keldrick. I don't think his problem is Asperger's. I think it's Asperger's. He keeps eating burgers. Potato. He keeps eating burgers, and it's turning him into a fat ass. Now he's a giant asshole on the inside and the outside. Yeah, hamburgers do sound really good right now. I haven't had a hamburger in a long time. But yeah, I mean, it's always look. I'm just posing hypotheticals here. I can't analyze the dude. I'm not a shrink.
I can,
but he does hit a lot of the markers for things like Asperger's. But he might just be a giant asshole. I don't know. Either way, he's still a giant asshole. It's just whether he's got a disorder to add on top of it too to make it even more funny.
I just think he's a lying shitbag, and
that's
what really struck you, because we followed this guy for quite a while.
Oh yeah, years.
I've been ripping on this guy before it was cool to do so.
Oh hell yeah, we both have.
And what did surprise me is that most of the stuff he talked about, I think maybe one or two things I hadn't heard of before. But when you see it all together and you see how many times this motherfucker has claimed his channel is under attack, it is absurd. And it works every goddamn time.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's part of the culture war thing. He's really playing into that, especially with like the boomer audience that he has. It's more believable with them because they've bought into like the Bill O'Reilly War on Christmas stuff. So they're like, yeah, obviously it's going to be under attack. I better give him $20. By the way, guys, Monkey's channel's under attack. We need money.
I have to address this. This lazy dunking on the quartering is dumb. You're late. Bro, go back. I started this party.
Yeah, we've been doing this since I've been on the show, which, I mean, that's literally 7 years now, 6 years?
Yeah, years and years and years I've been dunking on this asshole. Anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't mean to single you out for that. You're just wrong.
We set up the party. We organized this party. Come on. Just because the casino got fucking nailed for it doesn't mean we haven't been having our own tailgating party going on
no
here.
Shit. Anyway, the fact that he does it so often, we talked about it when he had his K-Cup thing where I need 80,000 to buy a K-Cup machine.
Yeah.
His reasoning for that, if you remember, was the person who packaged for them for his company, for Coffee Brand Coffee, they stopped fulfilling the orders because, quote, never attack Worski. I've attacked Worski before too. He actually blocked me on Twitter for a long time because of what I said about him on here. And we've since reconciled as much as we were ever friends. We talk occasionally in DMs, but I'm not afraid to attack anyone.
He had you blocked.
If I think they're fucking wrong. Anyway, the K-Cup, they must have seen my videos. He had no proof of the guy having seen his videos. No proof whatsoever, but they're attacking me because they saw my video. No. Maybe they just were busy packaging for other people. And I don't think he's ever come out and told us if that, the guy like finally sent him. The guy didn't do anything. He just didn't respond to Jeremy's emails.
I can tell you exactly how that happened. Is he has small orders, so they're kicking him down the chain to when they get to it. He's not a big priority for this company because they've got bigger customers. Probably yeah. Tim Pool.
Yeah, and I what bothered me, even in the moment, if you guys go back and watch when we talked about that, I said, this makes no sense because he has no proof this happened. But
yeah,
his audience bought right into it. Oh my God, Jeremy's under attack again. This motherfucker's like Poland out here.
Right. And he kept saying like, I think they're attacking me because they're leftists. Dude, that's kind of slanderous. You don't know their politics, you asshole. You're just making shit up.
Yeah. But watching that video, it makes a lot of sense because Jeremy is I hate putting it this way. He's smart when it comes to what's working. He finds something that works for him and he just keeps doing it. And that's what he did with the Magic the Gathering thing, because he had his RC thing and it was working kind of, but not really. And he does the Magic the Gathering and he does that and that's working for him. But then he wants to give his opinion on Magic and that doesn't work. So he goes right back to unboxing videos. He's good at recognizing the patterns of what gets him attention and coming out and doing the liberal thing of being like, I'm under attack, you guys. What was his response to why he's flagged? Well, sorry, why he suggested he might flag down channels. His wife was under attack. It's always something under fucking attack with this guy. And you know why? Because it works. It's the same thing Keffels did. This is just slightly hairier Keffels.
Ew.
I mean, am I wrong?
No, but that's a visual that I didn't need this morning.
They both squat to pee, but not to poop.
In Walmart.
Dumb people watching him. No, I really do think that, yeah, it is kind of dumb. But even for me, somebody who's followed this so long, I didn't realize how often he's done this. I've been paying attention to his nonsense. I don't watch his regular content very often because he's boring as shit. But we've kept up with most of this, and even I didn't realize how often he's like, I'm under it. It's like Boogie with his I'm gonna kill myself shit.
Oh yeah, suicide baiting.
Yeah.
Look, we've talked about this stuff enough, but we just weren't following him enough to put it together and draw the roadmap out. Which I think a lot of people were that way. They're like, oh, he's under attack yet. And then they just kind of move on. And don't think about the quantity of times that it happened.
Imagine siding with Tartsky over anybody. Jaworski is OG flagger. Where do you we haven't even mentioned Worski? That's been you. I mean, I am on the Kino Casino side here because the flagging he did was gay. And it goes against literally things he said before. Watch the end of the Bearing video, man. You apply what came out of Jeremy's mouth to Jeremy here. Jeremy should leave the internet forever.
Yeah, Jeremy has spoken out about exactly what he's doing previously and said how bad it was. Remember the whole Mundane Matt thing.
If you don't get mad when Tarski protected Quino Copacino, then kick rock. What should I get mad over Worski saying that it was wrong to be flagging down the channel? I don't understand what you're upset about here. And I'm trying to understand. Look, there's lots of reasons to hate Worski. Cog did a whole video on the 15-year-old thing from years back.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, how can you ever side with Worski? Well, when Worski's right, he's right.
Yeah, look, if you don't like Kino Casino, that doesn't mean you should flag their channel down.
I despise Vegan Gains, and when he was struck off of YouTube, I reached out to him like, anything I can do to help, bud.
Yeah.
This was after our debate because he got flagged down for shit that he shouldn't have got flagged down for.
And he said he'd eat a mentally challenged person.
Yes, he did.
So, thank you, Jer. My channel's under attack. Please help. No, our channel's under attack. My channels are all under attack. Monkey's channel is under attack. Everybody's under attack.
Yeah. Verifier. Here's what you need to do. You need to learn to separate a topic from a person. Because that you're bringing up Worski. This very little of what we're talking about here has to do with the Kino Casino at all. We haven't brought up his flagging stuff in any major way. We're talking about the man and his channel. And you can hate Worski. You can never watch Kino Casino. I don't fucking watch Kino Casino. You can hate all of that stuff and still recognize that Jeremy here is a douchebag. He's a lying douchebag who grifts his audience hard. And that's the real point we're talking about here. But if you want to make it about Worski, I mean, you're not going to be happy with the show today. Oh, fuck.
I get not watching Kino Casino and not liking those guys.
Sure.
It's not for everybody. I normally don't like shock jocks. I do watch their show occasionally, but small doses, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's what Jeremy did to them was the absolute stupidest move he could have made.
Well, again, I knew nothing about the whole cuck thing. I mean, you might have mentioned it to me, but whatever.
Yeah.
Until he blew this up. Jeremy's the one that made this blow up because he got so butthurt over it that he started flagging shit. Or, sorry, totally not flagging stuff and just having it in his address bar that he reported something to YouTube.
Twice. Yeah. Look, I don't know if he personally reported them. He probably did. But
the threats of it.
Yeah, the flex of I have the power to destroy you.
That was so gay. Oh my God.
What are you, Dr. Doom? Come on, dude. Calm down. It's like picking on the special needs kid, man. You got Galactus beating up Squirrel Girl? Come on. Shut up.
Yeah, it's just silly to me.
The
but
whole
anyway,
thing was just an ego trip for Jeremy.
It was fun revisiting a lot of the controversies he's had over the years with the June the King video here. I should toss that into chat for anybody who wants to watch it. How long is it? Like 3 hours?
It's like 3.5, I think. 3 hours
Yeah.
and 38 minutes, something like that.
It is a long thing. There's a couple of times where I think he let the audio of Jeremy play too long, not for fair use reasons, just because I couldn't. Mostly it was the Walmart story because he plays that whole goddamn clip. Uh, uh.
It's funny because like at the 2 hour mark, he's like, and I was gonna end it there, but
Actually, it's at the 2 hour and 26 minute mark. I actually had that looked up earlier.
yeah,
Oh, sorry,
so
2 hours and 22 minutes. Right there, he's like, this is where I was going to end the video. For those of you who don't know who June the King is, he's one of these YouTube biographer kind of things. He goes over the downfalls of people on YouTube, and I'm perfectly willing to believe he had this in the can. He was getting it finished up when all of this blew up, which is what he says in the video. And so then the next hour and 15 minutes is going over the latest controversy. Oh, so the first half of it, if you don't care about like the casino part, go just watch up until 2 hours and 22 minutes and see if you come down on Jeremy's side. Imagine thinking I'm a Burger King fan. If that's directed at me, one quarter pounder would be McDonald's. And I didn't suggest that either. I said you're having trouble separating what we're talking about from this other thing that is tangentially related. This is like one of my Twitter arguments, man.
no, I think it's just there's some miscommunication here about what we're trying to accomplish. We're not saying Warski's a saint. We're not saying Ashton's a saint. We're not saying that Quartering's the devil. I'm just saying Quartering's an idiot. And he's going after two other idiots that are way more persistent than he is.
Warski isn't innocent. What the fuck is wrong with you cucks? Now we're cucks.
Nobody said Warski's innocent of anything. Except
bro, get a ladder and crawl down out of your feelings, man. Damn. Anyhow.
Warski is saint. Nobody said he was. We're not.
You know what the funny thing is, if you're talking about him getting struck down for ban evading, he actually is innocent of that.
Yeah,
which is what Jeremy said he could get him for, and oddly enough, he did get hit for.
Yeah, and his channel got unbanned like 6 months before it got struck again by Jeremy or one of his minions. So he was not ban evading. If you don't like what they're saying online, just ignore them. They'll give up. They'll move on to somebody else. But now this is all they've talked about.
Hot take: H3H3 has no room to talk about censorship. Thank you, Connect. How do you mean? If you're talking about the lawsuits, I mean that is not a case of censorship. That's a case of actually violating fair use. I mean, even if you go back to the Ralph stuff, or sorry, to the mundane Matt stuff, my take has always been that he wasn't a false flagger. He had every right to, especially when it came to his video, his movie that he made, that crappy piece of shit. The guy who just re-uploaded that with literally no context was in the wrong. Absolutely in the wrong. That was a fair use case. Now, I don't think Matt should have been flagging people, but they weren't false flags. This is an absolute, from what Jeremy said, I can get you for ban evasion. That's absolutely a false flag. Because there was no ban evading going on. Anyhow, back to douchebag here. I think it's very funny that the wife he doesn't even care about. Your words, Jeremy, not mine. That's the reason he really cares suddenly, because they came after, people are messaging my wife. She's not even a public figure. How exactly are they messaging his wife? Does she have like a public email? Does she have a Twitter account?
No, I don't think she has a Twitter account.
How are they getting a hold of
Instagram or something?
If there's a way to get a hold of his wife, I don't want to know about it. I don't want it anywhere near my chat or anything. But these are the kind of things I think of when they're like, they're attacking my wife. Nobody's attacking your wife.
And
They're
if they
not
are,
even
knock it off. Don't leave his wife alone, guys.
well,
Really, that's stupid.
even the parts where they're talking about the bull and shit. Nobody's even calling her a hoe over that. They're calling him a cuck.
Yeah, at worst, they're saying that they're in a loveless marriage that's open.
Yeah, which other than the open part, Jeremy has said he doesn't care about her. How is that a slander of any kind?
Yeah, and even PPP and Worski have said, don't contact his wife, don't contact these people. You don't tip the cows. It's
Yeah,
the rule of covering lol cows.
You let them keep going so we can have more entertainment.
Yeah, you got to milk the content out of them, and you don't do that by running in there tipping them over. That's stupid.
We all know that telling your audience, hey, don't go attack these people, doesn't mean your audience won't go do it.
Yeah, you can't control your audience.
So. Exactly. But the point here is that I have not really seen anybody going after his wife. They're going after him. And since his wife is tangentially related to it, it's a generic wife. It'd be like me saying your mom's a whore, Jeremy. I don't know your mom. It's an insult to you.
Yeah.
But he's like, you're attacking my wife. Why are you guys attacking my wife? They're not. They're saying you're a bitch because you let your wife get plowed by some other dude.
He just got tired of them making fun of him.
Yeah.
And he needed a reason to put a stop to it.
I don't think that's it. This is, again, I have no proof of this. None whatsoever, okay? But I think he got so mad about this because it's true. And especially with his new Christendom that I'm a total Christian, you guys. So I hang out with the hoe who says faggot all the time. His new Christendom, he can't be a cuck. You got to be that strong leader for your family. That's the Christian way, Jeremy. And meanwhile, he's letting his wife get plowed while he sits there and watches. I think that's the real reason.
I think that's part of it, but I would argue that he is more mad that they exposed that he wants to bang Melanie.
Everybody knows he wants to bang Melanie. Half the internet wants to bang Melanie.
Yeah, I'd bang Melanie.
Connect, thank you. I am talking about H3 going after quartering over the flagging. H3 got channels banned directly or indirectly back around 2019 to 2020, not commie lawsuits.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know anything about that, actually.
Yeah, I don't have them. Something in the back of my brain is ticking, going, this sounds kind of familiar, but I don't remember. But, hey, I'm not here to defend H3. Believe me, I've said way worse about H3 than I've said even about Jeremy.
Yeah, fuck that weirdo the Teddy Fresh thing. Ugh.
Look,
that thing's weird.
For the record, that would make I can give you a better example than that, Connect, and I will in a second. But even if what you're talking about is real, and I believe you it is because of what else I'm going to talk about, it makes H3 a hypocrite, not wrong though. And we'll see that a lot in the coming weeks as other people cover this. It's like people who have done this are like, no, I'd never do that. Remember, when you want to talk about H3, there's a much better example you can use. When Susan Wojcicki was still in charge, God rest her soul, she met with a whole bunch of creators about online harassment. You remember that? And specifically, she mentions H3 in helping come up with the rules of content creators on here and what you're allowed to say about people. And we talked at length about that, where they helped institute some of the rules against the free speech that we kind of had around here before. That was Ethan's doing, because he got butthurt over people, laughing at him.
Yeah, he didn't like the people who were making fun of him, so he had to crush their speech. Look, Ethan's a piece of shit. I don't like him. I think his wife is just as bad.
Yep.
And their kids are ugly. So
yeah, because when it comes to his wife, tons of people tried pulling the Jeremy thing here. She's not involved. Like, bullshit. She sits right next to him on every fucking show.
She's his co-host.
What the fuck are you talking about? She's not involved.
Yeah.
Jeremy's coffee brand is a huge scam. Yeah, I think the funniest part of the coffee thing is that he launched coffee brand coffee, because woke companies, they suck. And it turns out coffee brand coffee was being made by a woke woman who owns that company.
Yeah. I think he might be in some actual trouble if the feds start nosing around his coffee company.
Yeah, his if everything we're hearing about it is true, he might be in a lot of trouble. Because we heard he pulled, or that coffee brand coffee was pulled from Amazon. Did you hear why?
Because of the labeling?
The labeling. He's in federal violation here. He doesn't come out and say that when it goes down. That's
oh God, you never admit that if you're the one doing it. I mean, that's just dumb.
Actually, it might be smarter to be like, we made a mistake here. We're going to make this right however we can, instead of, I don't.
No, you should be like, Mill Creek did that, not me.
Yes.
I don't know. I expected they knew how to package something.
Yeah, it's amazing how much you have to label stuff. And looking at his bags, it doesn't look like there's a label on there at all. Not the proper nutritional label.
Well, the nutritional label's out there. You only need a certain like contents thing on there. He doesn't have to have the full nutrition facts like a box of crackers or something would. But he also doesn't have the address that you're supposed to have on there.
Yeah.
And Luther Morgan found that out. That wasn't anything to do with the casino. Luther Morgan uncovered all that.
I keep hearing Luther Morgan's name. It came up repeatedly in the June video. I don't know who that is.
He wrote a book called Lol Cows. And Jeremy was on like chapter 19.
Ah, okay.
And he's got a YouTube channel. And he did like a 3 or 4 part series on coffee brand coffee. It's very in depth as far as YouTube documentary videos go. It's pretty interesting. You should definitely check that out.
If I check it out, won't that be Jeremy being under attack again?
Maybe. By the way, thank you, Dixie, for dropping our links because somebody didn't pin them.
I did pin them.
Oh, it's been showing up at the bottom of the chat lately. Now it's at the top. Why are you confusing me, YouTube? Stop making me look stupider.
That's weird. It's still at the bottom of my chat.
That's at the top of mine now.
Huh.
I didn't see it because I have to have the screen scroll down a little more on the laptop so that I can actually read the chat.
What did quartering do to you? I mean, nothing. But if you go back across the shows since I first started streaming, most of the people I talk about did not in any way affect me.
No, it's still news. We cover everybody pretty equally because we're assholes, but I think if the feds actually bothered to look into this, which I kind of hope they don't, because I don't really think Jeremy needs to go to prison over what is probably an honest mistake. He just didn't know.
I don't think he should go to prison because he's a moron.
I don't want to be in prison. I'm a moron.
Yeah, I'm perfectly willing to believe it's an honest mistake, but it's emblematic of the kind of shit he does. He rushes headlong into shit without taking the time to figure out how you're actually supposed to do it. You can see this with his gaming website that he was doing. Right? We're just gonna get it all crowdfunded. Do you not know what feminist frequency is? They had way more people paying attention to them, and they went under because they tried doing it all through crowdfunding.
Yeah.
It's an unsustainable model in a oversaturated market. And like, I'm going to do it because the wokies. Look, I don't like woke people either, but goddamn, man, doesn't mean you got to waste people's money.
Well, and we've seen a lot of people do this sort of thing. Look at what Mr. Beast got in trouble for running like a fake lottery thing.
Yep.
It just because something sounds like a good idea doesn't mean you rush into it. You don't try and jump on that. Actually do your research, because we live in a world with a lot of insanely stupid rules, and you have to be very, very careful not to cross those, or you're going to be in a very small box.
When Satsu makes his spice blends, he did the research for this, because he was just going to do it out of your home, but you can't.
Yeah.
He has to go to a professional kitchen that he rents out space in to make that stuff. And if he'd skipped that step, he could be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, do your research on what you're supposed to do and do it right. It might make it a little harder, but you're just going to hit your fans up for the money, even though that's another part that he is so Hassan in this thing. We're like, no, I'm a brokey, but I have tons of money. Broke, tons of money. No, which is it, bro? Why do you need to...
It's Schrodinger's poverty.
Yes.
I came up with that the other day. I don't know if I heard that somewhere or if my brain actually crossed two cells, but you have to be both able to flex your wealth and at the same time cry poverty, because that's part of the internet grift, is to say, hey, I'm broke. But when you're at Jeremy's size, if you're broke, you did something horribly wrong.
Well, he tried flexing. You can't find it on Twitter anymore because he took it down. But he posted his numbers for a 90-day span, and he had 6 million views, that's pretty impressive. Or 61 million, sorry, 61 million views, which is impressive. But he only had 2.5 million watch hours, and if you do the time, that comes up to 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, I would kill for those kind of numbers on my channel.
If you have, I hear you, but if you're making 2 to 3 videos a day for 90 days, right? That's 270 videos and 10 minutes a piece. That's 2,700 minutes. And the average view you're getting is only, from all views, 2.5 minutes. The return on investment there is really bad, especially when he probably would have got similar numbers if he didn't post every fucking 20 seconds. It was one of the worst flexes I've ever seen. Like, look, guys, people watch less than 1% of what I make. Okay, I mean, good on you. Good on you, bro.
Look, he's still working with an old model of YouTube's algorithm where posting multiple times a day was beneficial.
Well, he has branched out. Part of the reason that his numbers are so low is that a lot of that content is him stealing other people's contents for shorts. I'm sure you saw that part.
Oh yeah. Oh God, I saw a couple of those on Jeremy's channel.
Oh,
and I was like, what are you doing? Because where the oranges thing came from, that was the laziest fucking short I've ever seen in my life. But the place is filled with them. That's what a lot of these shorts are.
This isn't even about Jeremy. I don't watch shorts. And if one of you guys sends me a short and I watch it, I will watch it to see what you were trying to get my attention on. And then I go into my YouTube history and immediately get rid of it so YouTube doesn't recommend me that shit. I hate shorts. And several people say, you need to do shorts. Even me and Satsu had that discussion the other day about needing to do shorts to get traction on the gaming channels. I'm like, but you don't really gain anything from it. Because it is literally the Keffels model where just throw up a bunch of crappy content. People will, scroll past it real fast. And it technically counts as a view. But it's not what YouTube considers a good view. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, they're pushing.
Jeremy will take somebody else's little video and he'll play a little clip of himself at the beginning going, this is kind of silly. Check it out. And then he just shows their video and that's his content.
Let me know what you think.
Yeah. That's not transformative at all. And if any of those creators decide to come after him, I will support them on it.
Well, they're all viral videos.
Sure.
Because the oranges one, that's from a big YouTuber, or I think they're a TikToker actually, but that's got millions and millions of views on it. So he's piggybacking off of that, and algorithmically, it's a smart way to do it, but it's also incredibly lazy, and it's just as bad as those so-called reaction videos where it's just some dude sitting in his car laughing or pointing at
Yeah.
the screen, and that's their entire reaction to it. That's not fair use. It's not transformative. You didn't add anything, and there are thousands of people doing it.
TikTok has it set up so that you can specifically react that way to their own content.
Yeah, but
So
YouTube doesn't.
But I do give a little bit. I mean, as bad as it is just showing themselves laughing at it, at least laughing is a reaction. Here, check this out, is not a reaction at all.
No, and there are that's why they're called slop tubers.
Ugh.
Because you're not adding anything. At least when you see like Asmongold doing something, he's actually addressing what's happening. He's not just like, haha, this is funny, watch this while I go take a piss. Hassan. But what he's doing is playing the algorithm, and that will get you views, but that doesn't mean much except to like advertisers.
It maybe to the ones who are like, show me your YouTube stats, and you show, look, 61 million views. But to anybody who knows how the system really works, 61 million views with only 2.5 million watch hours is pathetic.
Yeah, and it's also not financially viable because you get paid like, what is it, $10 per million if you're monetized for shorts?
I have no idea. I haven't delved into that side of things.
Well, you can. Okay, I do make shorts with like my laundry videos and the trail cam videos, which unfortunately I lost one of my trail cams in the flood.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I was very unhappy about that. Because those things are expensive. But what you could do now is they're longer. You can make them up to 3 minutes long. And you can actually link to other things. So if you make a short, you can link to a longer video, which it does work because they've tricked me into watching stuff before. But I have noticed that it has helped some of my videos. So there is a way to do that and make it useful, but relying on shorts is not a viable option.
To give you guys a comparison, this tiny channel you're watching right now, I have an average of 30-minute watch time for the viewers that I have.
And we appreciate that.
He gets 2.5 minutes, 2.5 minutes normal. Mine is at half an hour.
So do they leave right after he's like, so how's your guys' weekend? Because like we're still kind of waiting on people to filter in the first 5 minutes.
You know? No, what happens, this is the problem with shorts, is that people start watching, and if it doesn't hook them immediately, they turn off of it. And where you say, hey, let's say you did enjoy the short and it links to something else, and you go over there and it's not similar to the kind of content you saw in that short, then they click off of it.
Yeah, you have to make shorts that are relevant to your content.
No, the bigger problem is there's 3 different audiences on YouTube. There's an audience for shorts, there's an audience for long form content, and then there's an audience for streamers. Yeah. And they don't really overlap. The kind of people who will sit here and listen to us for 2 hours are not the people who just want a 10-minute video on a subject. They're going to go find the 10-minute video on that subject. And not understanding the difference there is where a lot of creators go wrong, where they're blowing up on the Pearl is a great example of this. She had tons and tons of people come to her channel and subscribe, but nobody actually watches her content because they only see her through the shorts. And then when they have to put up with her for longer than that, they're like, nah, bro. Yeah, because it's a whole different audience that's tuning in.
Yeah. Well, that's why I separated the streaming channels from my main content is to insulate both of them, and it worked out for that reason that you just laid out. Wasn't done for that reason. I didn't do it for that reason. I did it to protect them because of vulgarities and language. But it works out for that reason because some people just want to watch streams, and you want to retain your audience that wants to watch those, and you want to retain your audience that watches your videos.
Yeah,
And
several
for your
people
shorts.
in chat are explaining what they like with watching. My watching habits, I tend to like either long form or a stream that I'm interested in. Problem for me is that most of the time, if it's a stream I'm interested in, I can't watch the replay. If it's live, I can watch it, but the problem that a lot of us streamers have is going off topic. And if I want to,
no, what? We don't do that, monkey.
for me, watching, if I'm watching it back, that's harder to put up with than if it's live. So I don't tend to watch a lot of streams, but I do look for content that is at least 30 minutes long because I'm playing a game while I'm listening to whatever's going on.
Yeah,
And I don't have autoplay on because I hate autoplay. And so I have to pick whatever I watch next. So half an hour is pretty much my low threshold for what I want to watch when I'm gaming.
I don't have autoplay on because it never recommends a good video next.
Yeah.
Like I was watching Dark Sayings stream the other day, and after it ended, it tried to autoplay me some totally unrelated thing that was like some random person that I've never heard of. And I'm like, they're talking about like jewelry and shit. Like I was watching cryptids, dude. I don't want to hear about some like fashionista talking about celebrities and jewelry. I don't give a fuck. I want to hear something similar to what I just watched.
I got annoyed at the algorithm the other day because, well, at YouTube in general, because I put a video on and I'm playing my video game, and then the video ends and another one starts. So I'm like, what the fuck? How did autoplay get put on? It didn't. I accidentally clicked on a playlist, not realizing I had.
Oh, I've done that. Yeah.
All right, never mind. That's my bad. My bad.
Oh, real quick. Thank you, Metal Minister. No, that trail camera had the Bigfoot footage on it. Yeah, Bigfoot probably stole it, fucker. Actually, I think it just washed away because the water went over the top of it.
I watch / listen to long form at work, the short stuff at home, mostly cooking and gardening stuff. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, when you're in a position where you have a lot of time to fill, longer form just makes more sense. Unless you're going to use autoplay and let YouTube decide what you're hearing, which is a bad fucking idea.
Yeah, see, I am a total episode whore. So if I'm watching videos, I do that while I'm like relaxing. If I'm watching long form content like streams or 2-hour documentaries, I'm usually editing stuff at the computer. And if I'm watching shorts, I'm laying in bed. So if you see me tweeting out a short, I was either bored in a waiting room or I was in bed.
If you ever see me putting out shorts or tweeting out shorts, please contact Twitter because somebody has hijacked my account.
Which, by the way, I watched I didn't watch the Q&A with Rachel Wilson and Brian Shapiro.
Yeah.
So I saw a clip where this guy's asking him about women's suffrage, and Brian didn't know what it was.
That whole man, maybe we should just go over that whole fucking debate because it was funny as shit. Brian Shapiro is a retard, an it really made me miss John, what's his name? Because there should have been a video called Rachel Wilson Destroys Brian Shapiro's Career.
John Ward, yeah.
John Ward, thank you. Yeah. Looks like Rachel Wilson's going to do exactly what Rachel Wilson's going to do. End Brian Shapiro's career.
Oh, my God, yeah. Like,
right.
That would be... I miss John Ward. He doesn't make much stuff anymore.
Yeah, some weird shit happened to him after the 2020 election, and he just went away for a while. And when he came back, he still has a little bit of his same humor, but it's not hitting the way that it used to. he's had a ton of chances to make those. I miss your videos, John. Maybe you got bored with them, but
maybe
those
he got a life or something.
those they ended their career stuff is funny as shit, and I miss them.
Yeah.
He's had a couple of videos recently, and by recently I mean the last few months they were okay. They weren't quite a return to form, but they were all right.
I think if Don Lemon holds to what he said and runs for president, maybe John will get re-inspired.
That could be.
Because he could be the worst presidential candidate of the year.
All right, let's get back to old Jer here. Was there anything that shocked you about that video?
No, it's all stuff we've talked about.
Yeah.
Just not, we didn't cohesively put it all together like this, but it's stuff largely we've criticized him before on.
Right before the show, I watched the guy who does Content Cop now, I forget his name. He had one about Jeremy that went over like the highlights of it, which I like the June video because it goes over a lot of the stuff that kind of falls under the radar with this shitbag. For instance, he covers the whole thing about the K-Cups, where it's like they saw my politics and didn't like it. Most people don't cover that part of what Jeremy does.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why it struck me so much how often this motherfucker's like, hey, they just hate, they're coming for me. They're coming for me.
Look, it's what I don't understand about Jeremy. Look, like I said, I don't have a complete loathing for the man. I don't like him, but I don't find him detestable in the same way I find Tim Pool detestable. I don't know why. Maybe it's his voice. But Tim Pool is way more evil to me because I think he's got a giant penis for a head. But Jeremy has a good grift going if he would stop e-bagging. Because he could have a whole career doing what he's doing, but he should be doing it solo for one and cut all his expenses down. Get rid of the coffee thing and just produce your videos because people will watch them just by stumbling on them and you'll get ad revenue that way. You could have a really good career on YouTube doing that. But I don't know if he's greedy or he just needs the attention or what, but he could have been just a bland milquetoast YouTuber for decades.
Yeah. Keldrick, thank you. I miss John Ward's videos about Rulon Gardner. His videos on interesting people were, well, interesting. I don't know if I remember those. Honestly, I like the ones where it was people ending their own careers. Yeah. No, I think you're right. Well, you said you don't know, but you're right in thinking that this is a lot about just the attention. And you can see that with the I'm under attack stuff, because we've seen this there's a couple of ways you can do it online where you get sympathy is basically what he's after there. And yeah, it gets him a lot of attention and stuff, but the sympathy is the tool being used. Whether you're like, oh, I have cancer, Boogie, or they're coming to get me, Jeremy. It's all about having the audience be like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening to you. Here, have some of my money, you very wealthy person, you. Circus Zero, thank you so much. He went crazy with the QAnon shit, and he started to go down the same rabbit shithole with the Kirk killed by the Israeli Erica / his security team. Then he disappeared. Oh, did John go down that with the Kirk thing? I remember him talking a little bit about that stuff, but I don't remember him going full on. Again, I haven't seen Ward stuff in probably a month and a half at least. But yeah. Oh God, are we still talking about Ward? Jack, I'll send you the COG video that goes over the stuff he's talking about here.
Oh, okay.
I'll have to dig it out, but I've seen it.
I'm not that familiar with it. Yeah, Worski getting off drugs was probably the best thing he ever did.
Yeah. Well, the thing with it is that supposedly somebody sent underage stuff to them, and they watched it to see what it was, and that's turned into they were watching CP together.
Look, you could tell people are making bad decisions because they're hanging out with Ethan and Ralph.
Right,
So
right.
that's poor life choices 101.
Yeah. Anyway, Jer Bear here, he does he get out of this? Is this the end of his career, or is this just wait till the next time? Because he's clearly falling off. That's falling off is relative, by the way. If we lost the kind of audience he's lost, we'd be done completely.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He's still relatively successful. I mean, he's probably still pulling down 10K just from ad views on YouTube. But one of the things he said that did surprise me, this is before he at least gets into the coffee brand. This is just him. And we watched the clip at the time. It reminded me of it. But he says he had 4 people making that show with him. And it's just his regular content.
Yeah.
Like you had 4 employees to make a video of you reading a article.
Dude, we do this with just us.
I can, even if you have somebody making your thumbnails for you and somebody editing for you, that's only 2 other people.
Yeah. Well,
you need 4 people to help you read a script.
The worst part is he's expanded that over time to 12 employees. And we can verify that some of these people are real.
Remember, some of those are the people who work at Coffee Brand Coffee.
Yeah, but like he's increased his staff, and those are expenses that you don't need to be a content creator. Most people do it on their own. And if you're really wealthy, you know, you've made a great career, you hire an editor, maybe 2 editors or a writer or something. Like the Lore Lodge guys, there's like 3 or 4 of them.
I hear you, but he doesn't use a writer, clearly.
Yeah.
So maybe he's got a makeup and a lighting person. I don't know who the other 2 people would be.
No, we've seen his lighting set up. He's shown it before. It's all pre-set up. I mean, it's not like soft boxes. He has it up on the ceiling array like you'd see at a broadcast studio. And
well, there's still lighting people at a broadcast studio. So maybe he's got somebody whose only job is to make sure those lights are pointed in the right way, and then they just fuck off for the rest of the day.
I doubt it. He's probably got like a maid and a butler named Jeeves.
Well, here's the other thing. I need to correct myself because I said the only surprising thing was how often he whines. I was surprised by how often he brags about how much money he makes while talking about how poor he is.
Schrodinger's poverty, dude.
Yeah, that part did kind of, because like at one point he says he's making $120,000 a month off of the coffee thing, that he made over $1 million a year. And if he's talking sales, that's still quite a bit of money. He doesn't give us the breakdown of what the cost is versus, I don't know if that's net or gross. That's the word.
Well, he's made different statements on that. He said $1, $3, and $8, and I don't know which to believe or if they're from different outlets, because at 3 different times he's given those 3 different numbers. Once it was $1, once it was $3, once it was $8.
Oh God, I'd have to do a lot of math to figure that out, because he sells them for anywhere from $18 to I think $25.
Yeah. No, I can believe that on his website, if he's selling them through his website, he makes more money than if he sells them through Amazon. That's totally understandable, standard, retail environment stuff. But I don't know. And I have trouble trusting anything he says on these numbers, because he is a lot of times trying to flex, and puffing comes into that.
That's one of the things that bothers me about him, is that he talks about how poor he is. It's like, I'm so poor. I need $80,000 from you guys to buy a K cup for this lady's business. But then you're sitting there bragging about how much money you've made through this thing. If you're good at business, which apparently he has an MBA. I didn't know that either until the beginning of June's video. This motherfucker has a master's in business.
Well, that's like a kind of a catch-all for business, I think.
It should be enough to realize if you're only making $1 off of your $25 bag of coffee, that is a loss, and you should probably cut it, because that $1 doesn't cover that. That's his profit off the bag.
Yeah, and it's time to stop at that point.
Yeah, your return on investment is shit, bro.
It's really not worth the time at that point.
That's less than a 10% return. That's like,
yeah.
Why not just give the coffee away for free, bro?
Yeah, at that point you might as well like go, if he was actually making it himself, hypothetically, and he was only making $1, at that point go to white label, because having somebody else do it will do all the work and you're just putting the branding on there. Then $1 might be worth it because you're not really doing anything.
Mofo, when you catch up to this in 70 minutes, you're an asshole.
What Mofo say?
He says he's 70 minutes behind, and then he says, "Oh shit!" So he's at the part where we're talking about the shit part. You dick. I love our viewers.
Yeah, chat is one of the this chat is one of the funniest places to be on the internet. I maintain that.
Absolutely. All right. Yeah, he's just
ceased to get degrees. That's so true. That's how I got my degree. That's also true, Onan, because a master's degree doesn't mean you can apply it. It just means you jump through the hoops.
Well, if you watch the beginning of the video, his education seems suspect from the beginning. He almost got kicked out of school because he was going for coding, and he's not good at it. So he switches over to going to marketing, and he does it basically by lying to this is his words, not mine. He lies to the college board that he's talking to about his sister being sick or some shit. Come on, man.
That's disgusting. Don't do that.
But it does show. I mean, we're talking about him playing on people's sympathies. I'm under attack. He's been doing this shit literally since his second year of college.
Yeah, being a manipulator like that, that's gross.
This is a good time to remind you guys, homeless, two-eyed, four-eared Aboriginal orphan cats are desperately in need of your help. And if you give me money, they might get some.
If you give me money, I'll eventually buy some cat food for the cat that lives on my back porch.
We're brought to you by you. Hit the like button, hit the share button. Please tell your friends, your family, and that bitch you hate to come check us out, because it's a lot of fun around here. Anyway, so Jeremy here, I don't know if he can recover from this. There's so many other people still making this kind of anti-woke content who actually make good stuff, or at least slightly more entertaining than he does. And once you get that reputation, I think the lying about being under attack so many times, I think that's when it comes to whether or not he can recover from this, I think that is the worst part of it for him, because now that it's been pointed out how often he claims he's under attack, every time he does it, people are going to point it out. The same thing happened to Boogie with his suicide baiting.
Oh, and his fake cancer.
After the sixth time, people were like, how many times are you going to pretend you're going to kill yourself?
Yeah. Look, like I said, if he would just mature himself a little bit, stop playing victim, stop with the constant. I mean, there was one stream where he did 25 coffee commercials in 2 hours.
He do love talking about his coffee brand coffee, or what used to be his coffee brand coffee.
You're trying too hard. He wants that in the instant success, and it doesn't work that way. That's why I think he bounces around channels so much. Is he's looking for that? I'm going to get it this time. It's like that gambler's mentality of like, I'm due to hit it big. You're waiting for that big opportunity to come, and that's not how success is achieved. You have to continue to grind away. He could come back from this, or at least make a sustaining living, but he needs to do a lot of changes, and he needs to shut the fuck up about it.
I don't know that he can come back from this. I mean, again, he's still going to have way more success than we have, but compared to the success he had, this is one of the things that I never understand about people like him. Like you've reached a level of success most people never will. Most people never will. You could just keep doing your normal shit and retire young. And instead, they're chasing that fucking dragon, man. I need to get bigger. I need to have a company. We've seen him try to start a media company. We've seen him try to start a coffee company. He's tried to have his marketing bullshit before. He's constantly trying to get more than he already has when he already has plenty.
Well, that's the thing is you want that dopamine hit, and some people have that desire to be famous. I'd rather be rich, but that's just me. But yeah, it's that constant like it's just never enough. They're not happy because they're trying to fill a hole that isn't made by money. Money isn't going to make you happy. It just helps you buy temporary things that will fill that void. If you're a miserable person, I mean, I'd like to find out. Feel free to donate $1 million to me, you guys. But it's if you're a fundamentally unhappy person, like in a miserable marriage or something like that, acquiring a bunch of things won't fill that void. Look at what he does. He buys all these like Pokemon cards, thinking that's going to fill something. It's just never going to be enough because that's not what he really needs.
I think money can't buy happiness is shit poor people tell themselves so they can be happier being poor.
Money can't buy happiness.
It can.
Subscribe, give me money.
Money absolutely can buy. There's a great scene in Third Rock from the
missed my joke.
There's a great scene in Third Rock from the Sun where Sally's boyfriend, Tommy's listing off all these things he wants, and Sally's boyfriend goes, will having things really make you happy? And he's like, yeah.
You know, to make the misery more fun.
Money can buy happiness. That's literally why Disneyland exists.
Yeah, I get that, but at the same time, I think there are people that are for the majority of people, your problems still exist. And if you have an unhappy life and you haven't been able to find something that makes you happy, you're constantly trying to fill that void. We see that with the gamblers and shopaholics.
Yeah, but the thing is, a lot of people, when they say things like money can't buy happiness, nobody is sitting around like permanently depressed because they don't, or their bills are too much and stuff. If you get your bills paid, you're still going to be the same person. If you have a bunch of money, you're still going to be the same person. The underlying problem is going to be there if you're depressed. But if what you like to do, what makes you happy is going out and doing things that cost money, then money absolutely will buy you that happiness.
Yeah, well, I agree with that. But I'm saying for somebody like Jeremy, it's never going to be enough because it's not the money that makes him unhappy. He wants to be famous. He wants to be powerful.
See, because he's already got some fame. I'm not disagreeing with you of it. I just think that it's more to do with what you just mentioned is the power. He wants to be the guy everybody goes to we saw this with the Elon Musk thing where Elon asked, should I step down from Twitter? And he goes on this fucking weird tirade for days. Like, no, you can't step down. Everybody needs to get up and tell Elon not to step down. This is the biggest thing ever. Nothing is more important than this. And I am not I am paraphrasing, but I'm not downplaying or overplaying this, overhyping it. It's in this June video. You can watch the whole thing. He just loses his fucking mind because at the time, getting Elon's attention could make you famous, pregnant as well, right, Ashley? But
Yeah,
Elon was
famous.
Elon was interacting with just normal size creators like Jeremy here a lot more back at that time, and he thought he was going to be the man for a second. He's going to love me.
Jeremy wanted Elon to put Jeremy in charge of Twitter.
Yep, and it's right after that, or sorry, right before that, maybe, where he says he's stepping, or he asked if I should step down, and he ran a poll, and Jeremy's reaction to that was fucking insane. This is before, I think it's presented in the video after, but it comes before Elon and him had their interaction. Elon just says, should I step down? And Jeremy, he even said he got out of bed because it was the most important thing ever to stop Elon from stepping down.
He was calling on other creators to get out of bed and do something. Well, how are they hearing you if they're in bed, dude?
Right?
They're asleep.
He even says, if you're a creator and you're not getting out of bed for this, then you're a shithead. I'm paraphrasing that part. But I had that same thought, like, if they're in bed, how do they know this is happening, you moron?
Yeah, like, what are you, Professor X?
Yeah.
Real fast. Thank you, Keldrick. Boogie on the edge of a roof, a short roof, because he's too fat to climb. I'm going to kill myself. You want me to kill myself? Me. Do a backflip.
Yeah. There's a great shot.
First. That way it'll impact your legs. Oh my. What is with you?
What?
Your pause game.
In fairness, this isn't a pause game. I was scrolling through it till I saw.
No, that's pause face. You're leaving it pause there, so I don't want to see Jeremy's own face. I don't want to see anybody's own face.
This is him. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I don't know. That looks like I'm about to fall asleep. Don't let me call DoorDash so they see my wiener.
He's like, do you know what a roofie tastes like?
By the way, how's your drink?
Did you guys see the latest gold medal winner in the Oppression Olympics? No, who we got this time? Yeah.
It's always somebody stellar.
Worski lost it for me when he started setting his hair on fire. Well, it was his nipples.
Well, it was the hair around his nipples, to be fair. That was weird. That was really weird.
Speaking of which,
made fun of him for that.
Yes, absolutely. I just have to show this because we'll get back to Jeremy in a second here because I'm going to make fun of him the whole show because I find that to be hilarious. Where's I only responded to that, so now I need to. I hate when I do that on Twitter.
I saw you were playing with some new toys today.
I broke one almost immediately.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of people that aren't real smart.
Sure. They're kind of known for it. Okay, here's the picture. I'm put this on the screen. All right. This is from a story about this couple that one of them is 26, the other one is 60, and they have some strict rules for their marriage. And I read it, and they're not really strict. Like one of them is that they pray together every night. They're like, oh my God, that's so weird. One of them is that they don't drink unless the other one is present, which is just kind of smart for a married couple.
Yeah.
Depending on the married couple, I mean, sometimes that leads to one of them getting a black eye. But supposedly with the article, they're like, the internet is losing their minds over this. And nobody was losing their minds over it.
Why is this anybody else's business with these two?
Because they posted it on social media. So
yeah, but I mean,
but here, this is the part that bothers me. I have to blow it up so you guys can see it better. What's wrong with his nipples?
It's really cold water.
Your nipples shouldn't be that long, no matter how cold the water is.
Not on a man. No,
he got orangutan titties.
Maybe he's like Cuomo and pierces them.
this has haunted me since I first saw it, and now I'm hopefully haunting you guys with it too.
Yeah, you are. Also, he needs to go inside because he is really sunburned.
He really is. That is skin cancer waiting to happen right there.
Yeah, because it's almost that purplish color on his chest there. That's not good, man. You're gonna be very sore, and you should see a doctor about that. That's
Look,
unhealthy.
it's in Chad. That's what you got. Look, there's a beautiful woman standing next to him, and his nipples are so distracting. I can't even look at her.
Well, she's not that good.
Plus, his nipples are weirdly a different color. Look at the rest of him. Your nipples should be one of the darkest parts of your body, but look how fucking they're like white.
Maybe he puts little, how when people tan, they put the glasses on. Maybe he puts them on his nipples.
His nipples are so white that if it was a fat chick, understatement would nail it.
Yeah, like
I did that just for you, understatement.
That chick's not that hot, but also, yeah, his nipples are haunting. Like, you're gonna poke an eye out. Does he cut glass with those? Does he break in places using his nipples?
I don't know, man. It just fucking bothered me when I saw those and like, what the fuck is wrong with him?
Swear people should wear shirts.
Speaking of seeing people who bother me, there's Jeremy again. Have you seen the video of him at the Renaissance Fair? Have you watched that?
Yeah, I watched as much of it as I could stand, which was 90% of it.
I get the whole in real life streaming thing. People have to go over the top, I suppose, to get their audience to care. But frankly, he should have to have an ankle monitor on after that thing.
It was super creepy. Like, okay, since we were making comparisons with Worski earlier, Worski's in IRL streaming was way stupider. This was just creepy. What Worski was doing was incredibly juvenile and stupid. Jeremy's was creepy and juvenile. Like, if he had been like a 15-year-old being lewd and creepy around women, I get that because kids are dumb. But this was like, dude, you should probably not do that stuff ever again. That's not okay.
It looked like a skit from a show where it's like the creepiest guy in the world.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely disturbing.
He didn't have text to speech on. All of that shit was him saying it and saying it very loudly, talking about how much he wants to fuck this woman or that woman, how much if I saw a chick in a chainmail bikini, like, bro,
that was DTF because she's got kids.
You're in public, bro.
Yeah,
what the fuck is wrong with you?
Maybe dial that down 6 or 7 octaves.
Right.
Maybe be less, because he is a large lumbering man, and that's extra creepy. You're a big dude with a beard. You're gonna scare people, and it's kind of gross.
I just don't understand how he doesn't have more self-awareness.
I think it's a lack of social skills, or he just doesn't care. It's hard to tell. Or he's just trying desperately to get attention, good or bad. Maybe a combination.
He does oddly talk way too much about. It's one thing to say that woman's attractive. I'd do her. He gets oddly specific. Like the clip of him talking about Brittany Venti and now he wants to put a baby in her. Was he homeschooled?
I don't think so. Because he's talked about high school before.
Because it would make a little bit of sense. He wasn't around women a lot, so he doesn't understand that, they communicate a little different than we guys do. But if he went to public school, oh my God. I feel bad.
I'm going to say something that's.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm going to say something that's going to be fairly unpopular with the nerd crowd. A lot of guys that play Magic are very much like this. They say things that in general society would be considered gauche or icky.
Yeah.
because they're not the most socially outward going crowd. So when they're around other people, they don't know how to communicate, and they really want to be liked, or they want to sound cool. So they say something, and you're like, dude, that's sketchy. You're gonna be on a list. Stop.
Yeah. The thing is, usually they stay to themselves, though. Most of them don't record themselves at a Renaissance fair doing that same behavior.
Well, unfortunately, now it's Jeremy's too old for this shit, for one. But he should know
Oh,
better.
God.
But unfortunately, it is a common trend of people filming themselves because everybody wants to be famous for some stupid fucking reason.
Evil One asks if you've seen the video of him and the Gina Carano thing where he's talking about how they'd make a movie and he'd be her best friend and she'd be banging all these guys until she finally settles down with him. Like, oh, you're fucking creepy, dude.
Yeah, well, rom-com movies like that where they're like, yeah, it's the best friend and you fall in love. Those are creepy anyway. It's like you're just lurking around waiting for your turn. Whether you're a dude or a chick, that's weird. But
in fairness, most rom-coms aren't like that. Those are teenage John Hughes movies from the 80s.
Yeah, they're creepy as fuck if you really think about them.
It's like that oh fuck. That song Just to Be With You.
Oh yeah.
That song blew up, which by the way, the band had either already broke up or were almost breaking up when that song goes viral back in the day. And if you listen to that song, it's just like, let all the guys plow you and I'll wait my turn.
Yeah. He literally says he's waiting for his turn to be with her.
Just to be the next to be with you. Whore.
Yeah. I'm calling you a hoe. Also, whenever somebody says something like that, I just assume they like the taste or feel of another man's semen.
Maybe.
That's fucking weird.
It's kind of weird what blows up as a like that's a love song.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, it's a really disturbing love song. But yeah, that whole Gina Carano thing was pretty creepy. Although I saw her recently when she was at the presser for that fight she was going to have with Ronda Rousey. I don't know if that's already happened or not. Gina's looking pretty good. She trimmed down, looking pretty athletic. She's kind of old now, though.
What's wrong with old?
I don't like old ladies.
You don't like any ladies. You like concentration camp victims.
No, I like Asians. Let's watch
sorry. You like internment camp victims.
They are not victims.
I did not want to.
I didn't mean to
misappropriate the victims you like there.
Yeah, geez. Just because somebody was like, all right, Chubbs, off to fat camp.
Understatement tells us that fight is in 8 days. Cool.
8 days. Okay, I might watch that. Because I kind of want to watch them scissor. So that was out loud. Oopsie. No, I just I don't know, man. That whole thing when he was talking about that was super awkward and uncomfortable. Like, that's internal monologue, dude. Find your governor switch and flip it, because that's not shit you say out loud. Those are thoughts in your head. That's for your indoor voice in your head.
Well, it also doesn't help his thing when the whole reason he loses his shit is over the cuck accusations. And then there's this clip of him daydreaming about being a cuck. Like, hey, Jer, we get it. Plus, I mean, we haven't even talked about the one part, and we need to be careful how we say it on this show because it's gross.
There's so much gross going around today.
We'll call it forced insemination, but it's not really insemination. It's possible insemination.
It's compelled semen holding.
Yes, there you go. Compelled semen holding. He accidentally. Oh, go ahead. Retention. Fair enough.
That's a fun word.
Apparently, Jer has been partaking in the pornography of women getting
compelled
internally
semen
blasted against their will.
Yeah. So I wouldn't classify that as non-consensual sex, but it's one of
It's
those. It's a genre where it's like I'm gonna pull out. I'm gonna pull out. Oops.
yeah. Okay, the actual terminology for it is forced cream pie. That's the only time I'm going to say it on the show. And what bothers me about it is the forced part, because this isn't like I didn't pull out as like take it. I've never watched that genre myself, so I don't know. But the way it's named,
Yeah,
forced.
I looked it up. Yeah, there's elements of both. What I described, non-consensual, and then the dudes just don't pull out.
Sure, you didn't. I didn't. I'm
I
very
looked it up.
vanilla, dude. I am very vanilla.
I looked it up on 3 sites because I'm a degenerate pervert, apparently. So
I am.
yeah.
Yeah. That forced is not something that really appeals to me. I don't like that thought at all, honestly.
No,
What
what
is
are
the
you
point?
doing?
What is the point of this? Just asking, because prior to this, I thought everyone agreed Jeremy was irrelevant with a dead channel. No, I don't know why you think he's got a dead channel. Are we covering him every week now for content? I am talking about it because I watched the video yesterday after the show. Part of it is I just love making fun of this fat fuck. I won't even lie to you about that. I like making fun of this fat fuck. And yeah, I find it entertaining. I hope you guys do too. If not, sorry, catch me next time. I can bring up things you've said. Please bring up things I've said. I've said lots of fucked up shit. And if you find them to be creepier than some of what Jeremy says, we just disagree. So I have a good memory. You really don't, because you've often remembered things that were not contextually what I said. And that should worry you, because before the record, my memory problems are much better since I've stopped taking that gabapentin stuff.
Yeah, that has some weird side effects.
Yeah, that they don't tell you about. Nobody tells you you're going to get foggy fucking memory from it.
Why would they tell you that? You'd forget.
Right? Maybe they did tell me.
Tell you, yeah.
No, they didn't. That was not one of the side effects that they warned about. Mostly being lethargic was what they warned about. Which,
Well, if you have bad memory, you won't remember them.
You've talked about liking the shoplifter videos that were popular at one point.
I don't remember that.
Neither do I. Did I talk about the videos, or did I talk about liking them? Anyway, anything else you want to say about old Jerry here?
I think there's a path here toward salvaging his career, but he needs to apologize for what he did. Not anything he didn't do, obviously, but apologize to the casino guys. If he did try and get their channels struck down, he needs to try and undo that, and he should probably strip down to bare bones minimum show of just him doing all the work, and he could probably still salvage some sort of career out of it. But as it is now, he's just bleeding money, and you can't ban your way out of this. There's no way. It's just not going to work. You're feeding the trolls with everything you're doing right now. You need to stop, reposition yourself, take a couple months off. You've got the money, dude, and then come back and do your news shows and just stick to that. Don't do this drama shit. It's a terrible idea. It's never worked for anyone in the long term. It's just building enemies.
Okay, a few things I want to address in chat. One of the hi Poppy, how you doing, sweetie?
Hi.
Since it's fair enough, thanks for the answer. I said the former because a lot of people covering him have said those exact words. No, you're not wrong. A lot of people talking about Jeremy are like his channel is dead. That's it's not true. Is it dying? Yeah. Is it gonna die completely? Probably not. He still has a career because he still has people who will defend him because he's the anti-woke guy, despite helping woke people make money. Um, there's a hyperbole that's being used a lot about his dying channel. We've seen this with a lot of people, and very few does it get to where you can. Very few have the Boogie or Ethan Ralph effect.
Yeah.
So I get why you said it, but no, I've not. I even said earlier in the show that Jeremy he'll still have a career here.
Yeah,
But
he could have a really solid career being very, very vanilla and boring. Let's be honest. He's non-threatening. And he needs to stop with the my channel's under attack bullshit and all the peripherals that he's trying to hawk. Like get rid of the get rich quick schemes, dude. But he could have a pretty sustainable lifestyle of at least middle class income with just reading the news.
Poppy says GABA gives you dementia. We used to take people off it as soon as they came into memory care, and most were able to go home after a week. I stopped taking it because my memory issues were a problem. You guys all know that if you were around the show back then. But it was changing my personality to where, I was crying over shit that shouldn't make you cry. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with me? I just watching a regular YouTube video and something minor happens. And oh my God. and I'm sitting here like, why is this happening? And the only thing I could put my finger on was the GABA. And that made me start paying attention to it. And then I noticed it wasn't helping with the pain at all anymore. I was no better off of it than I was on it. So I stopped taking it. And all of that shit cleared up. I'm no longer a weepy mess. My memory is back to normal. And actually, my pain has gotten way more manageable because a lot of it was me just not. I'm going to have pain no matter what I do. And I use that to not do shit, which made me weaker, which made it hurt more. The other day, the amount of shit I did in my yard a year, 2 years ago would have had me down for a week. And day 2 sucked ass. Day 3, barely even noticed it. So GABA early on did help with the pain. There was a noticeable problem or increase in my activity and stuff that I could do. But long term, it was not helping at all anymore. Anyway, to what you said here with Jeremy, I think one of his biggest problems is that the way he has kept his audience is by sympathy baiting. A lot of people still watch him, and he gets his best interactions, his best money when he's saying, I need help. So I don't know how well his audience would stick around without him doing that. He could, you're probably right. He can make a decent enough living, especially with the size of the audience that he has. If he just kept doing his normal shit and got 10K views per little crappy video. But I think the audience would eventually get bored with it. And part of what keeps them coming back for more is him being like, they're coming to get me, you guys. And without that, too bad getting off gabapentin didn't help with your irrational hatred of backpacks. Backpacks are gay on adults.
Yeah, I don't think there's any help for his irrational hatred of backpacks.
I'm tired of seeing little shitbags running around with backpacks that they never open.
For the record, on my spring store is a backpack that says I love backpacks, and if we ever do a meetup, I hope everybody is wearing one.
I hope you guys do. I'm gonna start selling those. It would be one thing if people ever used them, but it's like they have to carry everything with them. That I have never once. Good morning, Nuts. How you doing, sweetie? I've never once seen one of these shitheads running around with a backpack who stops and gets something out of it. Oh, I need my. What the fuck do you guys keep in there?
It's one thing if you're like a student and you're going to class or something.
And I've
it's
made
another
that
if you're-
exception.
Yeah. Well, I see people in Walmart with bags. I'm like, what are you doing? Are you shoplifting? Because that's what you look like you're doing.
Yeah, there was a time we were allowed to tell people they weren't allowed to come into the store with a backpack.
Yeah.
And then so many fucking retards are running around wearing backpacks that we had to let them. Oddly enough, shoplifting went up a little bit.
Weird.
Yeah.
Real quick. Thank you, Okie Native. If only they gave you paper with writing on it to tell you what to expect from medication. Wait, reading, monkey, never mind, have some shekels. Well, thank you, Okie.
Fuck off. I read it, and funny. I promise you there's nothing about long-term memory issues on it.
Like you'd remember.
No, they do not warn you about the memory issues. They don't. Anyway, what else? Backpacks are awesome. No purse. You're a chick, and to me, a backpack is just they finally got the man purse. They've been trying to push purses on men forever. Somebody said they put their laptop in it. They make briefcases. They make laptop cases, carrying cases for them. But look, I'll take your word for it. You carry your laptop in it. Again, I've never seen anybody sit down, even like when you're in a restaurant and somebody breaks out a laptop, they never pull it out of a fucking backpack. And how much do you need? How important is your laptop that you need to sit down at a Wendy's and start typing?
Super. I don't know.
No, it's nonsense. You never. It's like it's right up there with people who wear their headphones in public and then get annoyed if somebody says something to them. Excuse me, I was in my own space. You're in public, fucker. No, I'm in my own space. I don't want to be interrupted. Then go home.
That's where your own space is. Home.
There's a part of my brain when I hear somebody say that. I'm in my own space. I don't want interrupted in public. I hope that somebody tries to stop them from stepping out in front of traffic. And they're like, I'm too busy right now. Whoops. I would love to watch that. Anyway, guys, thank you for coming and joining me and allowing me to judge you harshly.
Apparently.
I don't want to hear shit from anybody about how I judge. All I got to do is say hot dogs and somebody's going to be like, you eat it with ranch. Yes, I do.
You do, you weirdo.
We are a mutually judging community around here. They judge me and I judge them. And we all still get along because I love you guys, even if you are wearing a backpack listening to your stupid headphones. That was oddly angry.
That was a little
fuck your headphones. Love you guys. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for coming and hanging out and listening to us talk about this fat retard again. If you haven't seen the video, I will link it again. This is June the King's video. It's probably the most comprehensive video I've seen on all things Jeremy. I think Mikey No More's videos are funnier, and you should check those out as well. But give this one a watch if you just want to catch up on all things this asshole's done. Thank you for the donations. You guys are so very kind. Thanks for just showing up. You guys are amazing. I'm sorry about the timing of the shows lately. I've been going to sleep at about 6 o'clock at night, and I wake up around 2-ish, and then I got to, actually look at stuff to have something interesting. I actually had several other interesting things to talk about, like the guy at the debate in California. All of the Democrats are like, Trump has made gas so expensive. And he's like, Trump didn't make us pay $2 more than every other state.
I bet he got beaten up.
Oh, he's got a great point. It's a great moment, but
Yeah.
we'll cover shit like that tomorrow. But yeah, the timing, I really don't like doing it around 6 in the morning because that's when Lady Monkey gets up. So I haven't seen her yet, and I have a desperate need to see my wife every day.
Huh.
Don't judge me. Jack, anything you want to show?
I dropped a couple of links to some cool videos. As always, thank you guys for all the support you give us. Thanks for the tips. Thanks for coming out. Thanks to Dixie Rose and everybody else that's been dropping links in the chats. It's greatly appreciated. You guys are awesome.
Mikey's videos are excellent, but he has to keep adding new parts because Jer Lore is going faster than he can keep up. Yeah. It's a good problem to have when you have too much content to make. Going back to when I made videos, there were a couple of days like, well, there's nothing to talk about today. That didn't last long for me. Well, nuts. Lucky for you, the 2 hours are still there for you. Man, lots of people that have disappeared for a while are here today.
Yeah, it's good to see. Probably because we're what do they call it? Daywalker time?
Yeah. Is this when normal people are awake?
Yeah. I don't care for it personally. The giant fryer in the sky tends to make my skin burn. So I don't like that.
Blue Eye says, Mother's Day weekend, happy Mother's Day. Why would you say that? My mom's dead. That's damn.
Yeah, both our moms are dead. Ouch.
My mom died when I was 14. Why would you say that? I'm just fucking with you. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. Yeah, that's coming up this weekend. If you guys forgot, make sure you get your mom something nice, or at least be nice to her, whatever you can do.
Give her a call, tell her you love her. That's usually more than enough. But yeah, if your mom's still alive, tell them you love them. Listen to a story about their life, and you'll miss those times when they're gone.
Yeah, the reality is those of us who haven't had moms for a long time are very envious of those of you who get to tell your mom happy Mother's Day. Please cherish her while you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because moms are a special breed, and I love that my children still have their mom. I wish I did. That's a sad note to end on.
Right?
I wish I had my mommy. No, seriously. I see people like mean to their moms over stupid shit. I'm like, that's your mom, bro.
Yeah.
Some of us don't have that, you dick.
It's easy in the moment to hold a grudge, but in the long term, you're gonna regret it.
Yeah.
Just let stuff go. It's just not worth it.
This was part of the problem I had during the 2016 stuff with BuzzFeed and all their bullshit about be mean to your family over Trump. Like, don't let your mom see her grandkids. My mom didn't get to meet her grandkids, asshole.
Yeah, that's what always bothered me. Don't let politics get in the way of loving your family, because they're the only real people that will love you unconditionally most of the time. And even though you may have issues with your family, try and reconcile that shit, because in the long term, it's awful.
Don't be sorry you brought it up. It's a decent conversation to have. Both. I'm sorry I was being rude there at the beginning. I find it funny. Just like right after mom died, some dude knocks on the door. Is your mom here? And I invited him in to see her urn. It wasn't really an urn. They just gave you a little black box and a nice velvet cover, but it was her ashes. I'm like, there she is. It was a mean thing to do, but I thought it was funny. And he just turned around and left.
Yeah, what do you say to that? Like, oh, that's a minefield and a half. Like, you probably fucked that guy's world up for like 2 weeks.
Good. He shouldn't be asking a recent half orphan if he's got a mom. Dickhead. Orphan. I was a half orphan, man.
My people are called half orphs, and we don't appreciate you with your 2 parents.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here, Jack. A pleasure as always.
Always glad to be here.
It's much better to to end on laughing at your dead mom than being sad about it. So, guys, take care. Love you. We'll see you next time. Bye now.
Bye, everybody.
I'm a half orphan, and now I'm sad because I realized it.